In this video, we find ourselves in the watery world of docks and wharves, where a group of High Elves clashes with a group of Orcs. Both of the groups are in search of treasure. Yes, today we are going to try out One-Hour Skirmish Wargames and ask the question, can it do fantasy? Ta-da! Hello gamers, Matthew here from Grey Army Gaming. Now this is going to be an exciting game today where we play One-Hour Skirmish Wargames in the fantasy genre. Now I've gone ahead and ordered John Lamshead's other book, which is One-Hour Skirmish Wargames Ancient and Medieval, and I'm guessing there are going to be a lot of really cool rules there that are applicable to the fantasy genre. However, today I want to do a little bit of an experiment and see if we can play a fantasy war game using the original rule set. Stay tuned for more content where we go through the ancient and medieval rule set, but for today we are going to hold ourselves to the original rulebook and see if we can have a good game between our High Elves and our Orcs. The scenario for today's battle is going to be really cool. Over here on the right side, the top right, we're going to have our High Elf troops come in. We have 3 Phoenix Guard here that do not have any ranged weapons charging in on the docks. Over here we have now this boat, and on the boat we have 5 High Elf archers that are coming in from that direction. If we move over here to the other side, we can see down here that we have another boat with 5 Orc archers that are coming in there, and we have 3 additional Orc boys coming in on this side. Now the point of this scenario obviously is going to be the last group standing if it comes down to that. But you see that we have treasure that is placed at various points with these orange markers on the battlefield. And the point is now that our groups are going to have to collect the treasure and get the treasure back to the boats, because the boats are the only way to get out of this harbor without having to go through gates or customs or something like that. So we're going to say that we're going to have to get back to the boats with the treasure. Obviously, the group with the most treasure and the end of the game will win. A couple of special rules we'll be using. All of our archers will have a range of 24 inches. So they're going to be able to shoot quite far, which will make them even more deadly in this game. A second rule here about treasure. Treasure is picked up by coming into base-to-base contact with a marker, and once the treasure is picked up, that figurine can carry the treasure with him until he is killed or knocked down, at which point the treasure will be placed right next to the figurine. Moreover, picking up treasure will cost an activation point, and this is the only action that figurine can do. So in other words, if you pick up treasure, you are unable to attack or shoot in that round. So there we have it, 8 figurines versus 8 figurines in our watery world combat. Let's go ahead and draw our cards for initiative. So today we're using the red cards for the High Elves and the blue for the Orcs. So we have a 10 to a 4. It will be the High Elves that begin, and let's see how many activations. Wow, that'll be great. 12 activations. First off, I think I'm going to activate one of these archers, take 2 movements, so 4 points, and give him a nice perch up on that cliff. All the targets are out of range, but that'll be a great place to be for the next round. Next off, let's spend an activation point for each of the Phoenix Guard, run them up 12 inches, give them some cover. Nicely positioned now to make a charge if they need it. And for our final activations, we will go ahead and take all of these archers and let's just run them up 12 inches, give them some nice positions. Okay, back over to the Orcs now. They get how many activations? A total of 6. First off, let's go ahead and give these 3 guys without ranged weapons. Let's run them up and get them in some cover. There we go. Those crates and barrels should protect them from the elven fire. 3 activations remaining. Let's see. Some of these guys will be able to run up to the side of this house. Let's go ahead and do that first. And there we go, a good position, ready to take off some shots if needed. All right, back to the High Elves. We need a good number here. Give us something high. Oh, 1. Oh, no. Well, at least we got that bad pull out of the way. But, hey, we got a queen in our first pull, so that's okay. We're going to activate this archer here. And we'll run him around the side and get him in position behind this barrel. Okay, Orcs, time for you to come back now. Let's get a powerful move. 4 activations, not great, but we'll see what we can do with it. All right, let's see if we run out 2, 4, 6. Yes, we can get some cover behind that treasure chest. So we'll go ahead and place our orc there. Let's see if we can take off a shot on that elf. All right, so from here over to here, and we're going to say that the High Elf has soft cover. Here comes the attack, and we are going to be hitting on a 7. Not great. Defense of, we get 2 cards now. There's an 8, and there is, the second one is going to be a 7. So the shot misses, hits the cover. Let's activate this guy now. We're going to run him over here 6 inches, put him up on top of this crate. Now he needs to get on the crate so he can get a line of sight on that same elf. Now that's going to leave our orc exposed, but he has a line of sight on that elf. The elf, however, still has soft cover. Here we go, hitting on a jack. That is a good pull. And this one, we got a jack defending for the first card, and the second one is a queen, so the queen will beat out. So that barrel is getting throttled with arrows and is beginning to leak its precious ale. All right, back to the High Elves. How many activations? 3 activations. First activation point, let's jump our High Elf over the crate and get some cover behind the wall. And from that position, we have a clear, unobstructed line of sight over here to this orc. 1 card to 1 card, here we go. And our shot is going to be a 3. Not very good, obviously. And another 3, it's a tie. So with the exact same suits, we need to draw another card. Here we go, and it's going to be a 4 against a 10. So the shot misses. Final activation. Let's run our High Elf up and get some cover here on the dock. Okay, Orcs, we got to do something huge this turn. Here we go. No, 2. All right, I'm not comfortable with my orc being here out in the open, so I'm going to run him over here, set him behind this crate. And let's go ahead now and take our shot onto that High Elf. That'll be our last activation point. Okay, 1 shot to 2 cards for cover. Ooh, that is not a good pull. We're getting rid of all of our bad cards here right away, though. 8 and an ace, so that shot hits that barrel again. High Elves taking the charge now. Here we go, and we got 9 activations. That will be good. Let's activate this archer and get some cover. And actually, from that position, this guy does not have any cover, so let's take a shot on him. Straight up, 1-to-1. Here we go. And we're hitting on a 5. Not great. And a defense of a 2. So he will be knocked down now. We'll have to roll off to see if he is taken out of play later. Next activation, let's run our High Elf archer up here 6 inches. We'll spend 3 more points to run him around the corner and get some cover behind those barrels. Firing on the orc. Here we go. No cover, so we're straight up 1-to-1. 4 is a bad pull, and it's a joker. So with that, play is immediately ended, and we go to see if our knockdown character is taken out of the game. So here we go, this guy right here. Red is dead. Black stays in the game. Red is dead. He is out. So we will pull him out of combat. So end of the first round, and here is how things are looking. We have some orcs that are still over in the boat. We've got a couple orcs that are making their way up the middle here. One guy got taken out over here. This guy is getting very close with his buddy to that treasure. We've got some more archers over here. We've got our 3 Phoenix Guards standing around the corner hiding and waiting, and we've got some more orcs that are charging their way up on the left side of the battlefield. Well, let's go ahead and draw for initiative to see who gets to begin this next round. Okay, orcs with the blue cards, and we will have a 9 initiative versus a 6. So it'll be the orcs that begin. Let's go ahead and pull right away and see what we get. Ooh, there we go, the power move. Yes, a total of 12 activations. First activation, let's run that orc up to that treasure and pick it up. So a total of 2 activation points. All right, next up, let's go ahead and move this guy in the back. And I realize I've been playing these rules wrong. I've got so many skirmish rules in my head right now. They can only move 6 inches. It costs an activation point for each 6 inches. You don't get to run in this game. So what we're going to do here is we're going to just follow that consistently. Now, we're going to move him up here. First here, that will be 1 activation point. And then let's spend 3 more, and we will run him over to this position and prepare him to go get that other treasure. So that'll be a total of 4 activation points. Once again, I apologize for the rules errors. I will try not to make them as we continue here. Let's activate this guy. 1 activation to go 6 inches. Then we're going to spend 3 more to go another 6 inches, bringing him into combat. And remember, combat is pretty deadly in this game, so the winner takes all. The orc will get 2 cards for charging. Here we go, 2 cards for the attack, and we've got a 3, not great, and our second card is also a 3, not great. A defense of a jack, which means actually that the High Elf does a blowback, taking the orc out of commission. So seeing that brutal combat, we're going to have both of these guys in the boat turn and fire off onto that High Elf. Now, they have an unobstructed view, so we will have both of those guys activate with the remaining 2 points and shoot. We'll take 1 at a time. All right, here we go. First shot, and we will be hitting on a 7. Not bad. Defense, no cover, only 1 card of a 4. So with that, we are not going to shoot with our last activation. Instead, we're going to charge this guy into that High Elf who has been knocked down. And when we charge into a down figure, they are automatically taken out. Back to the High Elves now. High Elf activations, 8. Phoenix Guard is going to spend 4 points to run a total of 12 inches into combat with that orc. So a powerful showdown on the docks. Here we go. Let's draw our cards. 2 cards of the High Elves for charging. We got a 6 and an 8. Oh, not great. A defense of an ace. So no, the orc is taken out. You shall not. 4 activations left. Let's activate 1 guy and run him 6 inches. Another activation point for that other Phoenix Guard. Let's move him 6 inches up as well. 2 activations left. Let's have this guy right here. He has an unobstructed view, believe it or not, over onto this orc on the side of the house. So let's go ahead and take a shot off. No cover, so we're looking at 1-1. First flip is a king. That's going to be hard to beat. And a 5, no. Final activation, we're going to take a shot with this guy up on his perch over here onto this guy right here. He is within 24 inches, but he has soft cover. 1 card to 2, here we go. 1 shot, Joker. That's the end of that round. Okay, before drawing for initiative, we need to see if this guy's out of the game. Red is dead. No, he stands up again. So that is the end of round 2, and things are looking a little rough for the orcs here. They've lost more lives than the elves. These guys are still over here in the boat. We've got this guy moving up. But it doesn't look that bad for the Orcs when you think about it. They've got one piece of treasure already. It looks like he's going to make a run for the boat. Another guy moving up. But the High Elves have got their perch up there, and they've got their Phoenix Guard who are moving into position. So it's going to be difficult for the Orcs to get through, but they still have a chance. Let's go ahead and pull off for initiative. So here we are, already into round 3, and we have a Jack for the High Elves, and for the Orcs, a 6. So no, the High Elves will begin. Let's see how many activations they get to start with. A total of 9, not bad. First off, we're going to activate a Phoenix Guard and chase down that Orc. And catching him from behind, we're going to be into hand-to-hand combat. All right, this is huge for the High Elves. Here we go. 2 cards, an ace, not good. That's a 1. And a king, that's going to be tough to beat. What do we get? An ace, no. So run down from behind. All right, next, let's activate this Phoenix Guard. We're going to spend 1 point to run him 6 inches right there. And then we'll spend 3 more to close the gap here and bring these 2 into combat. Okay, 2 cards on 1. We're banking on probability here. A 7, not great. Can we do better than that? Another 7, no. And the Orc is going to be attacking back with a queen. Oh! So as the Phoenix Guard charges in recklessly, the Orc pulls out his blade and sticks it right into his gut. Next activation, moving him up 6. 1 activation to come in contact with the treasure, and another activation to take the treasure. Final activation, we still have an open line of sight from this archer over to this guy right here. We knocked him down last round. Let's go ahead and take a shot. No cover, so we're looking at 1-1. Here comes our shot on a 3, not a great shot, and an 8. It is going to miss. Just whizzes right over the head of the Orc. Back to the Orcs now. We need to get something big here. We need a lot of activation points. And a 5. That's not great, but we'll use it. First off, let's get this guy into cover. He is way out in the open. And let's see. Can we get a shot off from this guy? Actually, yes. If we look right up the dock here, we have an unobstructed shot into the back of that Phoenix Guard. So let's go ahead and fire 1 arrow. 1-1 on the pole. Here we go. And we're getting an 8. Not bad. Not bad. And the High Elves are going to get a 2. So that will catch that Phoenix Guard in the back. 3 activations left. We got to get these guys out of the boat. We're going to hop them over here. There's 6 inches right there. We'll put the other guy right behind him. And that means we have 1 activation point left. Final activation. Let's run our guy up with his treasure. High Elf activations, here we go, and whoa, there we go. We are going to get a total of 13. First off, let's get some treasure. 1 activation to move and 1 activation to pick up the treasure, so his turn is over. Next activation, maybe this is a little bit crazy, but we're going to have to spend 1 point to get this guy here, and then we're going to spend another point to get him in front of our guard there, Phoenix Guard, to shield him from any arrows. So that's 4 points. And now we're going to go ahead and take a shot off. And the shot is coming from the docks from here down the dock to this guy. He has soft cover. Here we go. 1 card to 2. We got a 9, not bad. First one is an 8. That's going to hit. The second one is a 9. Oh, my goodness. But we have spades is the higher suit here. So the 9 spades from the High Elves wins. And the way you can remember that is superheroes don't cry. Spades, hearts, diamonds, clubs. So with that shot, this guy will be put onto his back. Activation point. Let's run this guy up 6 inches. That'll put him right on the edge of this little grassy area. And let's maybe spend... Should we do it? Yeah, let's do it. Let's spend 3 more points to run him another 6. Last activation, let's go 6 inches. We're heading back to the boat with this treasure. So this guy's going to turn around and run up here. Okay, Orcs, we need huge numbers now to make this happen. Here we go, 4. That's not huge. Well, we can try. First activation, we're going to run down this hill, get our little spot here, and we're going to take a shot off on that High Elf. No cover. And the shot is going to be a 6. Not great, but we're defending with a king, so the arrow misses. Same thing, we're going to activate, run down here, jump up onto this crate, which will give us a line of sight on that elf. Another shot. Here we go. Here we go. We need something big this time. No cover. Jack, that's going to be great. And we're going to get a queen. No, we can't even get a break. Okay, back to the High Elves now. Activation points. We get a total of 2. That is not good. I guess because I got such a low pull there, I'm just going to do something a little strategic. Pull this guy back. Get him behind this crate for some cover. And then we're going to go ahead and shoot off onto this guy who does not have any cover. Straight up 1-to-1. Here we go. And we are going to pull a 10. Not bad. And a 3. So we got him. And there's just a pile of orcs starting to form right here at the bottom of our map. Back to our orcs now, and this is when we have to make it happen. It's now or never, orcs. Come on. Jack! Oh, there we go. Perfect. 11 activations. All right, here's what we're going to do. We only have 2 guys left who are standing, so this guy's going to jump down. We're going to take 1 activation and move him 6 inches, putting him right about here. And then we're going to spend 3 more to run him up behind these barrels and give him cover. We're going to have him fire off of the High Elf up there. So here we go, our last-ditch effort. We're going to fire from here up onto this High Elf. Hopefully we will connect. Here we go. No cover, so we're on a 1-to-1. We need something big. Oh, the king. That's going to be good. And an ace. He's going to hit him. Oh, yeah. And what a shot. That's going to be awesome. All right, I need to do it here. We are going to spend a total of 4 activation points to run 12 inches into combat with our last orc guy with his treasure against the other Phoenix Guard with his treasure. So this is going to be a huge combat. We get to pull 2 cards for the orcs. This could be the decisive combat. Here we go. 2 attacks. A 6 is not great, but we get another one. A 7. Ooh. Can we beat the High Elves? A 6. Yes. Oh, yeah. So an amazing strike on that guy, and we take that High Elf out of the picture. And with that Phoenix Guard going out, that means the treasure drops right where it is. Now, we can't pick it up, remember, because it takes an action. But there is 2 treasure pieces sitting right there. One of them is in the hands of our orc. This is actually getting pretty close. Let's run over now to the High Elves. We're going to need a big pull here, and it's a queen. Look at that. Let's start off with this High Elf from the bottom, and I think if we spend 4 activation points, we can get him in the boat. Let's measure it out. Yes, that is correct. So there we go. We dumped our treasure into that boat, so we have 1 treasure point for the High Elves there. Next, let's spend 1 point. We're going to jump this guy down. Boom, landing here. And we'll move him a few more inches for his movement. And then we're going to spend 3 more points and move him even more. And we'll bring him right here. And you see here we can take a shot from this guy over onto him, unobstructed line of sight. So 1 card to 1 card. This is a huge shot now. 3 is not great. Oh, and a jack, so that's going to miss. Okay, we're going to have to activate this guy now. We're going to move him 6 inches right here. That's as far as he can go. Taking a shot off onto this guy, and we will say that he has soft cover because of the chest, even though he has stone next to him. So 1 shot here, and we are going to get a 4, not great, defending with an ace, ooh, and a king. Okay, so the shot misses. That's it for the High Elves. Back to the Orcs. Please give us something huge. We got, yes! Oh! So here's what we're going to do. We are going to spend 1 point to move 6 inches here, and then 3 more, which is going to bring us up into base-to-base contact with this guy, and we are going to then attack him, taking him out of the game. Next, this orc, we are going to pick up that other treasure piece, which means that we cannot shoot or have any combat, but we are going to run like crazy. Spending 4 activation points will get us up to 12 inches. So we're going to run south here. and get behind this crate for cover. And nicely positioned so that archer does not have a clean shot at us. Back to the High Elves now. This is getting super exciting. We got 10 activations. We gotta do it. Activating this guy, jumping across the side here and into combat with him. 2 attacks for the charge. First one is going to be a jack. Not bad. And a 7. Can we beat a jack? No, we can't. So that orc is taken out, leaving his 2 treasure pieces behind. Activating for a 6-inch movement. 3 points for 6 more inches. And we're going to spend 5 activations for 6 more. It is a mad dash for the gold now. Let's see what we get for activations. Joker! Oh, this is going to be big. This is going to be big. We got a flip off for all of our down guys. So this is absolutely huge. We've got 2 guys who are down here. These guys on their backs. And then we have got 1 elf up here. If we get our orcs back, things may go really well for the orcs. Let's go ahead and flip for the orcs first. Red, dead. Let's start with the guy up here on the top. Is he out? No, he's going to stand up again. Oh, that is awesome for us, for the orcs. We'll stand him up right here. Second guy, red is dead. Here we go. Oh, and he is out, so we'll take him out of the game. And now for the downed high elf, red is dead. Here we go. Oh, and he's going to stand up as well. So here is how things look at the end of round 3. We have got 2 treasure pieces down here. These guys are staring each other down, going to be entering into combat. 2 guys right here entering down into the battlefield. This guy's making a run for the other piece of treasure up there. And we've got 1 guy over in the boat who's going to be running back into the battlefield. Let's go ahead and now see who has initiative for round 4. This is obviously huge for whoever gets this, so let's go 5 for the High Elves. Can we beat a 5 for the Orcs? Yes, an 8. All right, Orcs, make us proud. Come on, 7. Not bad, not bad. 1 activation now to slide into combat. We're going to come from behind. All right, 2 cards to 1. Here we go. A 9, not bad. And a 5, that's okay. How are we going to do here? Defense. It's also a 9, but we have the diamonds. We'll go over the clubs. So the High Elves actually win the combat. And that was absolutely clutch for the High Elves. And we're going to spend the rest of our activation points to run up there and claim that last treasure piece. Things are looking tough for our orc. He's got to run this piece back and pick up 2 more on his way out. We'll see if he can do it. High Elf activation here. Let's flip it over. Joker. Okay. We have no down figurine, so let's go ahead now and start round 5 and pick off our initiative. All right, the orcs are still in it. We have an initiative of 10, so we're going to start. And a queen. This is huge. So we are going to spend a total of 1 plus 3 plus 5, 9 activation points to run that guy 18 inches. One lone orc carrying the whole show. Let's go ahead and fight a combat here. So here we go, 2 cards to 1. If the High Elves win this one, the game is going to be over. Here we go, we get 2 cards. A 9 is not bad, and also a king. Oh, can't beat that, can we? No! So the orcs are staying alive. Back to the High Elves now. Activation 6. First activation is going to be a charge. All right, this could be it. Now the tables are turned. It's 2 cards to 1. If the High Elves win, the game is over. We got a 10. That's pretty good. And a 5. Can we beat that with 1 card? A queen! Oh! This orc is amazing. Oh, don't mess with him. All right, we have 4 activation points we're going to spend to run this guy up 6 inches, and then another 6 inches to bring him into base-to-base contact with that orc, and we're going to have another combat. High Elves are out of cards, so we're going to have to go ahead and shuffle these up, give it a couple good shuffles, and we're going to draw our 2 cards for the combat. All right, folks, this could be the most definitive combat yet. I've been saying that the whole time. But here we go. The High Elves get to draw 2 cards. We got 1 card in defense for our Orc. Here we go. Let's draw it out. Ooh, a 5. That's not great. And a 4. It's not great. For the Orcs, can we beat a 5? Oh, it's a 5, but it's a diamond. Let's see. Superheroes don't cry. Hearts, diamonds, so the 5 of hearts is going to win. And with that, our orc is cut down where he stands, dropping his treasure. So with that, our remaining 2 High Elves will pick up the treasure. There's 1 piece there and 2 more pieces down here. Hopefully they can do it before more orcs show up on the scene. They'll load it into their boat, and the 2 of them will leave. What a bloody battle we had. Only 2 High Elves left. They probably got a little bit of an advantage from the extra movement I gave them in the beginning, but you know that's how it goes sometimes in games. Sometimes unfair advantages are given to certain sides, but it was still a pretty brutal battle. The High Elves are barely making it out with their treasure. If this combat had gone differently, if the Orc had won, I think the Orcs would have taken the victory in this game. Well, there you have it, folks. Another exciting game of One-Hour Skirmish Wargames where it came down literally to the last pull. It could have gone either way. I think the Orcs did a fantastic job given that I gave the High Elves a bit of an advantage by my rules mistakes in the beginning. But that's how it goes sometimes in battles. In the beginning of this video, we asked the question, can One-Hour Skirmish Wargames, the original rules, do fantasy? And I think the answer to that is clearly yes. You can do fantasy with this rule set. It works great. As I mentioned, however, I've also ordered the Ancient and Medieval book, and I will be presenting more content on that in the future to see if there's any differences and see if there's anything beneficial we can take from that for our future fantasy skirmish war games. If you like this kind of content, you want to see more like it in the future, please do give me a thumbs up, comment on this video, subscribe to the channel, and I will continue to make more One-Hour Skirmish War Games content in the future. And most importantly, thank you for joining us here today at Grey Army Gaming for the future of gaming.